One of our favourite people ever is here to talk about a very important date that's been set in the not too distant future. We're tackling one of life's greatest mysteries, weddings, and explained by grooms.
We were married to love Cindy.
Well, I think it's very easy for me because I've known Cindy for a very, very long time. And you know what the secret is to finding the best person for you? Is find your best friend.
Are we true love?
Absolutely, it's true love.
Yeah.
You know, you just meet somebody you know. You just know.
What's the first said I love you?
The first person to say I love you, oh, that was me.
Oh, was you?
Yes, that was me. And it took a long time for Cindy to say it back. And I remember when she did, but you also, it's a very powerful word, that one, love. So you've got to make sure that you are 100% ready to say that, and you've got to back that up and be able to commit to that. So I was ready, probably earlier than what Cindy was. But when she told me, then I knew that she was ready as well. So if there's a competition about who was first, well then I won that competition. Not that we're very competitive like that, but I won that one.
What is the theme of the wedding?
So very sort of champagne-y, pinky, brownie kind, I think. I think that's how you would describe it, but it's going to be quite neutral, which is going to be quite lovely. I just get told what to wear, and then I'll match everything. And then it'll be a sit-down meal when we get there as well, after all the ceremony happens, and there'll be some dancing and plenty of food as well. So it's going to be a fun night with all our special people.
What part of it were you looking for?
You know, I'm looking forward to the whole day, but the part that I'm looking forward to the very most is when I'm standing at the altar and I hear some music come on, which I now then know that Cindy has arrived and she's on the other side of some curtains, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing her come through the curtains with her lovely dress on, which I've said that I don't want to see until the day. So that's going to be my most favourite part, I think, being able to see her arrive.
What's your positive music?
It is very vivid, my memory. And I was at a radio station and I was recording a radio show, and I was in a studio. And when you go into a radio station, the studios are soundproof, so you don't hear when you're inside the studio. You can't hear what's happening outside unless someone's outside that's very loud, in which case that was my first impression. I heard someone outside the studio, which interrupted my recording. And I walked out and I saw Cindy for the very first time, and I was introduced to her for the very first time. And I was extremely impressed, although I didn't let her know that. But she was very confident and very loud and very Cindy. And from that point on was when we got to know each other, from that very first time. So my first impressions were, wow, this lady is something pretty special. And then we developed into a good friendship from there, and here we are now.
What do you love more about your fiancé?
Well, I have to be honest and say there's a lot of things that I love about my fiancé, but I think the thing that stands out the most, that I love the most, is how much love she has to give back. So I kind of feel like I'm someone that likes to give a lot of love, but she gives it back more. And you've only got to see the way that she is around you guys here at Hellow Media, and how much love is there as well for all her friends. And that's why she's so very popular with her group of people, because she has so much love to give. So that's what I love the most. And she knows how to pour a drink. And I really love that as well. That's very important.
If you could describe your fiancé in 3 words, what would they be?
Well, I think caring is right up there, right? We would agree on that one. She's very caring, she's very loving, and she's very giving. So I think, you know, it's really important when you find people in your life that give more than what they expect back. And Cindy is one of those very rare people that do that. She gives far more than what she ever expects back, and that's one of the things I love the most about her as well.
If your love story was a movie, what would its title be?
Love story as a movie. Can I use Terminator? No. I think probably the movie that we enjoy watching the most together is Love Actually at Christmas time, because that's just a really lovely love story, isn't it? And forget about the Christmas part of it, because I could say Die Hard, which we all know is a Christmas movie as well. But Love Actually is a love story in a movie as well, and that's kind of, you can see yourself in those characters quite a bit. So that's probably us.
Have you prepared your vows?
Now that's probably something like packing for a holiday. gets left to the very last minute. No, I haven't even thought about it. But for me, it's a very, very important part of the day as well. Good opportunity to get all your thoughts and put them all together, and that's when you're able to share a lot of stuff that you may not have been able to share before, although Cindy and I have the sort of relationship where we pretty much share everything. So that will be a very last minute thing, I think, the vows. I may or may not require the assistance of AI. I'm not saying I'm going to, I may or may not.
Are you feeling anxious or nervous?
No, I'm not. Because it's still so far away, I would say that on the day, I might be a little bit more anxious and might be a little bit more nervous and might be wondering whether she's going to turn up or not, which would make for a very interesting wedding, wouldn't it, if I was there by myself? Although, I think Joe Osimo Elvis will be there, so I'll just hang out with Joe. That's totally fine. If she doesn't, maybe Joe will get married. I don't know, but not at the moment. But I think on the day, yes, I'll probably have a touch of nerves, I would say.
Do you know what is the flavour of the cake?
I feel like I should know this kind of stuff, but we haven't decided on that yet. We're still working out who will be doing our cakes. So we haven't had that conversation. I would think just like, I'd be happy going down to Woolworths and getting a couple of mud cakes because you get them for like $7 each. For me, I think, and you can get like 3 of them stacked, that's like $21. Pour a heap of icing over it and a candle on it. For me, that's all we need. So then would be chocolate mud cake. I don't think, or you can go to Costco and they're like $30 for a big
Or
cake.
the cheesecake shop.
Cheesecake shop, yeah. That's what I would do, but then, I'm not going to make that decision. That would make me more anxious thinking about the cake. So let's not talk about that. Let's move on.
Do you know where your honeymoon is going to be?
Yes, and anybody who knows us knows there's only one place we would go on our honeymoon, and really Dandenong's a beautiful place. I really can't wait to go there. And if Dandenong's not available, well, yes, we'll go to Bali, yes, because Bali's our place. And we're very much looking forward to celebrating with our very good friends over in Bali, who we know give so much love and they will be so happy for us. So yes, we'll be flying straight out. Might even leave halfway through the reception.
Why did it take so long
It takes so much.
for you and Cindy to tie a knot?
I don't think these days there's any rules around when it should happen. Back in the day, when I was younger, back in when you used to go to weddings in a horse and cart, you would get engaged and you would pretty much set a date 12 months after. It was like, that was pretty much the given, right? You'd get engaged 12 months later, pretty much almost to the day. But we kind of decided that there was no rush because we both live our own separate lives, which really works for us. And I guess, we just wait for timing to be right. And we had a discussion about it when we were on our last holiday, and we do our best work in Bali, normally around the pool with a cocktail or two, and just sort of figured the timing was kind of right. So it did take a little while, a couple of years, but there's a lot of people that I know that have been engaged for years and years and years. They don't need to get married, and we don't need to get married. We've just made the decision that we want to be married.
When did that spark of love between you and Cindy, when did that first ignite?
For me, it's about becoming really good friends first. Yeah. So it took us a while to become really close friends, and then we had known each other for quite a while. Yeah. And circumstances were set up that we weren't going to be a couple anyway because the way our lives were. So I think for anything you need to be really good friends first, and we became really, really tight, and then it became the right time, but I don't know exactly when that was.
With your event coming up, just curious if you've been to many other weddings before.
As I was saying a little earlier, the last wedding I went to was probably, I'm getting stared at right now, I'm thinking it was probably 7 years ago. No, it wasn't 7 years ago. 4 years ago it was. 4 years ago. 4 years ago. So it's been a while. Weddings are fun. Weddings are fun because you get to celebrate with the people when they're just there and they love each other. So it's, as you get a little bit older, you don't tend to go to as many weddings because all your friends have already been married and you're waiting for your friends' kids to start getting married. So it's a little bit less often, but weddings are good fun. So it's been a little while, 4 years apparently. I was told it was 7, but it's 4.
Yeah, I was told you had a mullet back in the day.
When I got married originally, I think my mullet had gone because that would have been back in the early 90s.
Hypothetically, in a wedding, right? What happens if the bride doesn't show up?
It'd be a very interesting night, wouldn't it? And I'm sure it happens a lot. I'm sure the grooms would be standing there and the bride just doesn't show. I would think it'd be quite embarrassing. I mean, there's going to be a little bit more food available, I guess, and I guess if there's any single ladies at the wedding, well, I guess I'll have a seat right next to me. I guess that would be interesting. I'm sure, well, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm close to 100% sure she'll turn up. I'd like to think so. I guess it depends on how well I behave between now and then, doesn't it?
You're a nice guy, let's be honest here. But I'm sure there's some annoying habits that you have. What's one annoying habit that you have that annoys Cindy?
Like, you know, I kind of feel like I'm pretty easy to get along with. There's not too much. You'd probably be best asking her. And if you ask me questions whether how many annoying habits she's got, oh well, this will be a very long interview. But no, so much for mine. I'm sure there are ones that I do annoy her with, but nothing really comes to mind because I'm pretty good.
How much privacy do you think your future wife should have?
I think everybody's entitled to a huge degree of privacy. Depends on what you mean by privacy though, in what regard?
You know, going out like friends and all that. Like, obviously she has her friends and private life, and you have your friends and your private life, like going out with the boys. So yeah, in that regard.
That'll never change. I think part of the strength that we have is that we work so well together, but we also work so well apart. And that's just the way it's always been, that we enjoy our own things and our own time, but we also thoroughly enjoy our time together. So I have always been one that encourages Cindy to go out with her friends. It doesn't need to be with me. I'm not kind of precious like that I need to, unless I'm going, like, I'm more than happy to sit at home, put my slippers on and watch the television, put the footy on. I'm more than happy not going out. So I encourage her to go out, because I know it's really important for her as well.
How do you plan on winding down with Cindy post-wedding, not including the honeymoon?
Well, for us, again, what works so well is what works now. So really, apart from having our wedding and our ceremony and tying the knot, life will remain largely as it is now. So having our own time and then treasuring and valuing the moments that we have together. So I don't think there's going to be too much different. You know, you go away and have a bit of a break and then you come back and life has to continue, so you can continue life. We have also made decisions that we're going to get away as often as possible because life is too short. You want to get out and enjoy life and do stuff while you have the opportunity to do it. So I don't really think things change all that much, and I don't think they really need to change all that much. Really, when you're signing a document and you are committing to one another, we've already committed to each other a long time ago. So the day itself puts it in writing and makes it legal, but really the way we live our life doesn't change. So I think it'll remain pretty much the same as what it is.
You're pretty serious, you like to do things, blah, blah, blah. How do you balance that with the absolute nutcase that is Cindy?
It's challenging. I've got good patience. She will tell you that. But I also know that we both have a very high degree of patience with one another as well. But that's what makes us so good together as well. So it's just getting that balance right. That's all it is. It's pretty easy. We have a chemistry that was created from very quickly and very early on. When we met each other. So it's very easy to put up with one another. But that's the beauty of having some time apart as well, that we have the ability to sort of just separate for a day or two, and then if you need a little bit of break from one another, that's really good. And I think everybody needs to do that at some time.
How nervous were you proposing?
I was very nervous. I proposed in Bali. We were over in Bali we're on holidays, but it was Cindy's birthday. So I had everything planned. And I was extremely nervous because for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I didn't know whether she would say yes. I was hopeful of that. But the other part was what I had planned, time to pop the question, was very heavily relied on the weather. And the weather was not really being all that kind. There was a lot of rain about, and so the very friendly people at the hotel that organised it with me were very good at keeping me up to date with all the weather reports, so I was very nervous with the weather. We were very thankful though that the weather held off right until the end. So, and it was one of the most special moments of my life when I was able to pop down on one knee. It wasn't fun getting back up again, took me a while, but getting down on one knee and then seeing her reaction was one of the most special moments of my life. So that was, right up until that point there, I was very, very nervous. And I don't get nervous very often, but in that situation I was, yes.
What's your first song going to be that you dance to?
Our wedding waltz, or whatever they call it these days. I don't think that we have actually final arrangement of the music just as we know kind of a couple of the songs. We haven't sort of worked that one out, but I think, how could you not go past the Love Train? I mean, we all love the Love Train. When we just all get up and do the Love Train together, everybody loves that. I don't know. I think we've got to sit down and we've got to organise what that appropriate song would be, because I don't think that either one of us are great dancers. I'm just going to put that right out there. It might surprise you, but I think it's a very special moment, but we haven't sort of worked out what it's going to be yet. What do you think it should be, Ben?
I don't know.
Like some M&M? A 50 Cent? In the house? No, I can do that.